Good morning everyone and welcome to Lords for the fourth day of the first test match between New Zealand and the West Indies in this, the grand final series of the Hero Cricket League's Y50 Test Match Championship 2020. New Zealand in their first innings are doing very well. They are 412 for 4, just 83 runs behind the West Indies' first innings total of 495. With 2 whole days left in this test match, anything is still possible. Remember, the first team to win 2 test matches in this series will be crowned champions. The players are out in the middle, the umpires have called play. We join the action now as Courtney Walsh bowls the first ball of the day to BJ Watling. That's a good start from Walsh, but Watling presents a solid defence. Courtney Walsh to begin his second over of the day. Oh, that's a very powerful shot from BJ Watling. A strong statement from New Zealand to the West Indies. They are up for the fight. Nudged into the onside, and that will be 50 for BJ Watling. He's done a great job for New Zealand after coming into the side. Oh, that's a nice shot from Turner. That's racing away for his first boundary of the day. Oh, he's bowled him. The new ball has done the trick for the West Indies. Glenn Turner's colossal innings is over. He is out. Bowled Walsh for 191. The West Indies shake his hand as he walks off the ground, and New Zealand are 449 for 5. Chris Cairns is the new man for New Zealand at number 7, and that's a very confident stroke. That's raced away for 4. Well, an hour of Chris Cairns could be very dangerous for the West Indies. Worked away wide a bit on. That will race away for 4 more. Flick down to fine leg. There's no one down there, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway, as that's gone all the way for 6. Last ball now off the over. Well, that struck Watling on the pad, but it's very hard to get an LBW from around the wicket. That surely would have pitched outside leg stump. And that will be lunch on day 4. The West Indies have bowled quite tightly this morning, keeping New Zealand to 65 runs, just taking the 1 wicket though. New Zealand are now 477 for 5. They trail by 18. Let's have a look at the scorecard. Glenn Turner, the man out in that session for a magnificent 191 runs off 493 balls with 17 fours and a 6. He shared in a 139 run partnership with BJ Watling, who is still at the crease on 69, and he is joined by Chris Cairns on 15. 2 wickets for Courtney Walsh, 1 wicket each for Joel Garner, Curtly Ambrose and Malcolm Marshall. No wickets as of yet for Garfield Sobers. Oh, beautifully bowled. That's just what the West Indies were looking for after lunch. BJ Watling is out. Bowled Ambrose for 69, and New Zealand are 477 for 6. Daniel Vettori, the new man at the crease. And that's a confident hoik over square leg, and that will be his first boundary. Oh, that's a nice ball from Marshall, past the edge of Kansas bat. Edged away through the gully, down towards the boundary, and New Zealand have now taken a lead in the first innings. Oh, there's that strong bottom hand from Vettori, working that one through mid-wicket, and that's the 500 up for New Zealand. Some spin there from Sobers down the leg side, well taken from Dujon. Vettori's got that one away. These are very useful runs for New Zealand. That will be 4 more. Joel Garner starting his 51st over. They've been out there forever, the West Indies, and that won't help spirits. That one's been pulled away again from Vettori, and that will be 4 more. Edged and just past Viv Richards at second slip, down to the boundary, and that's the 50 partnership between these two. Oh, just past leg stump, more frustration for the West Indies. Oh, another one past the edge, but still no luck for Malcolm Marshall. Punch down the ground. That's an excellent shot from Vettori. That will be 4 more. Chris Cairns has looked less fluent than Vettori out there. Oh, but that's a nice on drive down the ground. That should get him going. That will be 4 more. Oh, that will be 6. An excellent shot from Vettori, and the lead has now gone past 50. That's the 550 up now for New Zealand. Oh, that's a beautiful piece of bowling from Sobers. Was there an edge on that? The umpire says no. And that nudge into the onside will bring up the 50 for Daniel Vettori. What a handy innings this has been, his first half century of the championship. Sobers to continue. He certainly deserves a wicket. Oh, lots of bounce there. Vettori will like the look of that. New Zealand are slowly getting themselves into a very good position in this test match. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Chris Cairns. That will be 4 more. Swung away onto the onside. There's no one out there on the boundary. That will be 4 more. And that single will mean 50 also for Chris Cairns, his 4th 50 of the championship to go with 1 century. The West Indies are looking very tight out there as Walsh starts the 209th over, and that's another fantastic shot from Chris Cairns. That will be 4 more. Time for a cup of tea on day 4. Well, New Zealand are having another very good day. They've scored 98 runs in that session for the loss of just 1 wicket. They're 80 runs ahead and are in a very strong position now in this test match. BJ Watling the man out early in that session for 69, but after that Chris Cairns and Daniel Vettori have really cashed in on some very tired bowling. They've both hit half centuries and will be looking to accelerate the scoring after tea. The West Indies are finding it very tough. They've bowled a lot of overs and are hoping for this innings to be over soon. 2 wickets each for Courtney Walsh and Curtly Ambrose, 1 wicket each for Joel Garner and Malcolm Marshall. Joel Garner to start after tea. He's into his 56th over now. Oh, that's a fantastic straight drive from Daniel Vettori down the ground for 4, and that brings up the century partnership between these two. Oh, that's race down the hill. A fantastic shot from Chris Cairns. That's high in the air, but it's going to fall safe and run away down towards the pavilion for 4. Well, this partnership is incredibly valuable for New Zealand given the situation in this match. They're really putting the pressure on the West Indies now. Can you believe it? The lead has now gone past 100. Well, that's a fantastic shot from Chris Cairns away for 4, and that's the 600 up for New Zealand. Oh, Chris Cairns is really starting to accelerate now. That will be 4 more. Oh, that's out straight to Lara at first save. That's the end of the partnership finally for the West Indies. Chris Cairns is out. Caught Lara, bowled Joel Garner for 71. And New Zealand are 604 for 7. Richard Halley, the new batsman at the crease for New Zealand. He could certainly contribute as well. That's a beautiful shot up the hill for 4. Edged and caught by Dujon. That's the 8th wicket down for New Zealand. Finally some luck for the West Indies. Daniel Vettori is out. Caught Dujon, bowled Garner for an excellent innings of 74. And New Zealand to 615 for 8. A short one, and that whistled over Hadley's right shoulder. Runaway down to 3rd man. There's no one down there, and that will be 4. New Zealand lead by 128. They'll be wanting to bat for as long as possible. Oh, that's a big hack across the line from Tim Southey, but very effective. Oh, Southey has a license to swing here. He's punished the full toss for 4 more. Oh, Southey's missed that one. It struck him on the pad. A big appeal from the West Indies, and that's out. Yes, that was always on the cards with Southey swinging across the line. Finally a wicket for Sobers, and Tim Southey is out. LBW to Sobers for 11, and New Zealand are 631 for 9. Well, that's a well-timed off-drive from Hadley and through the tired legs at mid-off for 4. A big appeal from around the wicket, but with that angle, that was probably going down the leg side. Let's have a look. Okay, Shane Bond on strike for the last ball of the over. What's he got? Well, he's just played the best shot of his life, hooking Curtly Ambrose through square leg for 4. Well, that's a nice late cut from Richard Hadley. It beats the fielder and will be 4 more. The lead has now gone past 150, and that's an excellent ball from Curtly Ambrose. Oh, that's out, straight to short leg, well bowled from Curtly Ambrose. The effort ball dug in short. Richard Halley could only pop it up. He is out. Caught Garner, bowled Ambrose for 21, and New Zealand are all out for 645. Well, that's been a truly remarkable effort from New Zealand. 645 against the mighty West Indies. They are 150 runs ahead on the first innings and in control of this test match, which is an incredible thought considering how much the West Indies dominated the first day. Let's have a look at the scorecard. We've seen 2 fantastic centuries, 191 from Glenn Turner and 103 from Ross Taylor, and then some very valuable contributions in the lower and middle order. New Zealand seem to do this a lot. BJ Watling with 69, Chris Cairns with 71, and Daniel Vettori with 74. Well, the West Indies found life very difficult. They couldn't get much life out of this Lord's pitch. 3 wickets in the end for Curtly Ambrose and Joel Garner, 2 wickets for Courtney Walsh, 1 wicket each for Malcolm Marshall and Garfield Sobers. Gordon Greenwich and Desmond Haynes are out there in the middle. We have 45 minutes left today, maybe 12 or 13 overs. Certainly a difficult period for the West Indies batsmen. Cries of catch from New Zealand, but that's just past the man at forward square leg, and that will be 4. Well, that's a more controlled stroke from Gordon Greenwich, pulled away along the ground for 4 more. Punch down the ground, there's no one at mid-off, and that will run away for 4 more. Richard Hadley bowling very tightly. Oh, that looks close. A big appeal from New Zealand. The umpire puts his finger up. That's out. That's the early wicket that New Zealand were looking for. That ball nice and straight. It would have hit the leg stump. And Desmond Haynes is out. LBW to Hadley for 2. And the West Indies are 15 for 1. Brian Lara, the new man for the West Indies. Oh, that was a terrific delivery. An in-swinging Yorker on the stumps, but Lara somehow got it away for 4. This has been a good battle between Southey and Greenwich. Oh, he's bowled in. Beautifully bowled from Southey. That one held its line. He's won the battle. And Gordon Greenwich is out. Bowled Southey for 13. And the West Indies are in early trouble at 19 for 2. New Zealand right on top here at Lords as Hadley whistles one past the outside edge of Viv Richards. And another one through Viv Richards. Oh, this is high-octane stuff. What New Zealand wouldn't give to get another wicket tonight. Oh, that's a beautiful ball from Hadley just past the edge. Hadley now to start his 6th over. Well, that's a lovely shot from Lara. That's raced away for 4. Oh, beautifully pulled from Richards. That will certainly settle the nerves. And that will be stumps on day 4. That's been another excellent little session for New Zealand. They've taken the wickets of the 2 Centurions from the first innings. Gordon Greenwich and Desmond Haynes are out and back in the pavilion. Brian Lara is at the crease on 13, Viv Richards on 9. The 2 bowlers used for New Zealand, Richard Hadley and Tim Southey, each of them with 1 wicket. And so, the West Indies trail by 113 runs with just the 8 second innings wickets in hand. New Zealand are on top of this test match. It's been a real turnaround from the first day. The pitch is still a good one for batting, so the West Indies will have hopes of getting away with a draw in this first test match. But New Zealand are in the box seat. They'll be looking for early wickets tomorrow morning and to go 1-0 up in this grand final series. That's it from us. Do join us tomorrow for the final day of this test match, and bye for now.